Welcome to the fourth round of 5 of the Color Order AC block play. With finals to follow, the winners, the top 2 players, will compete in best 2 out of 3 tomorrow morning. We have
Ben Rothman.
Jamie Burch.
Who won the toss?
I did.
And what did you choose?
I chose to play second.
Okay, Jamie, did you pick color balls?
Black and blue.
Okay, here we go. Play well, guys. All right. So remember the basics of color order croquet. It takes AC rules, but adds a couple of features. In particular, after you roquet a ball, that ball determines the color order with which you can play the other 2 balls. You don't have to play a second ball, but if blue as striker were to hit yellow first, if you look at the colors on the peg, he would have to then go to red, and then he could go to black. So that's the essence of color order. It's not color order of the play of the striker, it's color order of play of the balls during a turn. And that changes with each hoop. Come through a hoop and you can hit a first ball, and that will determine the color order for that hoop. So Jamie has chosen an unusual opening, at least for AC. It's a bit of a tice toward hoop 1. And Ben misses. The color of the first ball can be anything, but the color of the second ball in the opening matters a lot. And we'll see as Jamie now plays. If Jamie hits black, which is what I think he's going to try to do, he cannot then go to red, because red is out of color order. And Jamie hits. Now he can go make the hoop, and he could try to run down to red on the hoop shot, which would let him play red and black. Or he can set a leave. But if he hits black, he cannot then hit red. Oof. Good hoop. All right. So Jamie's going to hit black. He could rush him down to hoop 2. Which would be a 2-ball break, which I think is what he's trying to do. And if he does that, he's going to basically go to red afterwards. So he may well leave black there, or just send him definitely to reception ball position on the right of the hoop. Now after making the hoop, I suspect he gets it all the way out of bounds. He can either try to hit red or black. Hitting red is advantageous because he can then use red to get to black. Okay, but he's considering, but the safer play here is just to continue the 2-ball break. So, as amazing as it is to watch a 2-ball break by an expert player like Jamie, it doesn't really accomplish him very much here. If he makes 3 or 4 hoops, looks like he is going to make at least 3. All that does is bias which ball he wants to play, because they want to run 9 and run a triple. So he's not going to try the hoop. Didn't go far enough. He can do a scatter shot, hit black, or he can just shoot someplace. And he's chosen to go to the east boundary in the middle. And it's Ben to play. Ben will go to B block and he can hit black. After black, he can go to blue and then to red. He could also go to black, to blue, and then to red and set a leave. My guess is that's what he'll do. But we'll see. He may be lining up the double, so that if he misses black, he still has a chance to hit blue. Good hit. So, the first ball you hit determines the color order until the next hoop is made. So it's black, blue, red. An important implication of the color order rule comes with peeling, where let's suppose that black is striker and wants to peel blue. There's only one escape ball, and that's red. But we'll see if that... We'll talk about that when we get to peeling. So there are two ways to have done this. That is rushing blue out and then going to red. But remember, he's for hoop 1. So he'd like to send blue to 2 and get the rush on red to 1. And he does. A little bit of a cut rush, but should be doable. Ooh, that didn't make him happy. It'll be interesting to see how he plays this next shot. He is with partner. Blue and black are separated. I think he'll roll to the hoop. He could just do a takeoff. But it looks like he's setting up for the roll. Putting red to the west and trying to get position. That's a great shot. Great shot. So if he makes this hoop, he should go round and set 9, as they say in association. But he's got to make this hoop. Doesn't. Turn ends. Blue and black to play. Jamie needs to pick up blue because red and yellow are near each other, and in particular, red could hit yellow, score the hoop with yellow, and go to blue at 2 after the hoop. So Jamie will move that ball. But let's see what he does with it. Jamie shoots blue at black and misses. So which ball should Ben play? So if we think of color order, I believe red will hit yellow and go to blue, and then go to black to make hoop 1. Okay, there's the yellow part. That determines the color order. It's yellow, blue, black. Now, in a standard association game, he might consider sending yellow to 2. But right now he's most concerned of getting to blue and then to black. Lawns are quick. I think that'll stay in, yes. So I think he'll try to send blue to 2 and get the rush on black to 1. It's a good shot. Should give him the nice rush on black to 1.
Yes.
Good rush. Now, where he puts black influences how he plays the next hoop. But if he's going to hit black first after hoop 1, he'll have to go to yellow, which is perfectly fine. So in which case there's no purpose of putting black further out, further toward hoop 2. He's going to come through, hit black. Okay. Probably will rush black out of bounds. Pop him in a little bit, get the rush on yellow down to blue, and send yellow to 3 before making 2 with blue. The important thing is the rush on yellow. I think he wants to rush him to the left of blue and then croquet it to 3. So hoop high. Notice he could make hoop 2, but he wouldn't have a pioneer 3. Good shot. Okay, so he's about to position himself to make hoop 3. Blue will be reception. We'll define the color order, which will be blue, black, yellow. So he'd like to get behind blue and rush it down here to black. That's a good rush position. So I don't think that's what he wanted, but he just has to get to black and then to yellow. And ideally, he would be able to get black to 4 going to yellow, but right now, he's not worried about that too much. Gets a good rush on black, but he'd love to send black to the northern boundary and send him back to be the pioneer at 4. That's where color order matters, as you'll see. Okay. Yes, exactly. So he can change up what he's doing and put black to be the reception ball, go to yellow and load and hold yellow a little bit with what we call an expedite, and then that suddenly makes blue the right color order pioneer. But notice he's advancing all the balls 2 functional steps this time instead of just 1. So this is the pioneer. It's going to go not to reception but to pivot. And the previous pivot ball, black, is not going to go to pioneer. He's going to go to reception, or has gone to reception. And we call that the expedite procedure. Okay. So he'll come through and hit black. Now, he's got the balls in control enough that he needs to begin thinking about setting the diagonal spread leave. So black became the reception ball. I think he's doing the arithmetic for the diagonal. We'll do it together in a minute. Okay. So he sent it ahead 2. Okay. 2 functions from reception to pioneer. Ooh, he had wanted to send this a little further down. And he's going to put yellow at reception and go to blue and do a small load and hold again. So another what we call expedite procedure. Ah, or is he? So I don't think that's what he's doing. He definitely is going to blue. He'll rush blue back to perfect pioneer position, croquet him to reception, but then it'll be interesting. It's interesting. Whoops. Whoa. Well, this is interesting first and foremost. Is he going to play through the hoop, or is he going to play around the hoop? I think he's going to play through the hoop. This is a great shot. Oh, I think he played around. Okay. That's a great shot, too. Okay, now notice that if you think of yellow as the pivot ball, it's out of color order. So he is not sending... He's not going to use yellow to make hoop 5. This is what we call a 3 fix. because he is out of color order, and by sending blue to Pioneer at 6, going to black, and sending black to reception, he's suddenly back in color order. But is that the color order he wants in order to set up to make the diagonal? And my contention is maybe, maybe not. We'll see whether he can fix the color order now or he'll have to do it at the next hoop. I think he's going to do it at the next hoop. Oh, let's see what he does. So if he sends this to Pioneer at 7, it turns out that he will be in the color order he needs to set the diagonal. And there's a special arithmetic that he did that we learned and put in our book of how to know what to do to make that happen. Let's see what he does. Nope. He's doing something different. Okay, so sorry, he's got yellow where he wants him. I got myself confused here. He's playing red, so he wants partner to be the Pioneer at 7, and he's accomplished that. So he makes his hoop. And now he can just do what we call standard procedures, which is a pivot swap every hoop, and he'll form the diagonal. So standards are where you advance each ball one function. So in this case, we'll see blue, which is reception, go to pivot. Black, which is pivot, go to Pioneer at 8. And yellow, which is Pioneer, will become reception at 7. And we'll follow that for 3 more hoops, just advancing each ball one function. And magically, that will set the diagonal, you'll see. So reception goes to pivot. Black, the pivot ball, will go to Pioneer at 8. And Ben will go to yellow at 7. Approach the hoop and making yellow the reception. Alright, black to Pioneer, going to yellow. Normally when setting a diagonal, an association player thinks of trying to get partner to hoop 8. Not true in color order. Coming out of here is hoop 7. Presuming Ben makes it, he will roquet yellow, establishing the color order yellow, blue, red. He'll actually send partner, yellow, to the peg. Going to blue, and then send blue to 9, going to black. So yellow to the peg.
Yeah. All comes clear, doesn't it? Easy when he does it.
And he'll rush blue to the west of black, probably, and send it to be the partner to pioneer at 9. So blue to 9 going to black.
Good luck. Okay, bye.
It's a nice shot. And he'll send black to reception. He'll hit black first coming out of 8, which will make the color order black, yellow, blue. So black will become the oppo ball at the peg in the diagonal. So he'll put black, ideally a little to the right of the peg, a little east, going to yellow. So, little roll shot. Black just on the side he wants it on. Rush yellow. And take off to blue. So from here, setting the diagonal should look familiar. Okay. So he'll make this hoop and go to blue. He'll send it somewhere between hoop 1 and hoop 2, more toward hoop 2. He'll go back to black, adjust it, make sure he's wired, and wired and hampered ideally. And he'll get off the lawn with yellow. But the interesting thing that you'll see is that instead of orienting a rush for yellow on red to the peg, the rush will be toward hoop 1. Okay, so all right. So blue to his final resting place in the diagonal. Has to go to black. And that's an interesting distinction. If black were perfectly positioned, striker in the traditional game could just knock yellow out of bounds and set up. But he can't do that here. He has to go to black, which he does, and wanted to because he wanted to adjust it. Now, blue is actually pretty short. So, and Jamie's going to, well within Jamie's wheelhouse, as they say. So I suspect Jamie will pick up black and shoot at blue, but we'll see. The more traditional of shooting toward the 2 balls down from B block into corner 4 is always available. Now that's interesting. Yeah. Rushes yellow off. Okay. Black touching the peg shouldn't really matter. Okay, now watch where Ben sets the rush. It'll be to hoop 1. So although I said that I still expect Jamie to pick up black and shoot at blue, having black on the peg may change his calculations. Maybe try to force Ben to use it from there, which shouldn't be a problem generally. Okay. Mark yellow in, has 1 more shot with red, and it will be oriented toward hoop 1, not to the ball at the peg. And the reason for that is that if you don't have the rush to 1, then black can pick up and go to corner 3, and it's very difficult for yellow to get started. Good turn. Good turn. Alright, so Ben has run 9, set a diagonal, and let's see if Jamie can hit in. Jamie played in the recent MAC in Australia and was undefeated, which has only happened 1 time before in 50 years. So Jamie picked up blue. I'm not surprised because I think he thinks black is difficult for Ben. Now, why did he shoot at yellow and not red? And the answer is because if he hits red, he has to go to black. Okay? And black is difficult.
Although not distinct from AC.
You're right. Right. But if he...
Every now and then, the
You're
black
right.
would have shot at yellow, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can come and commentate, you can go play, whichever one you want, Ben.
The black would have shot at red, yeah.
Okay. But by hitting yellow first, you then can get the rush on red. But even if it had been quite a bit shorter shot, at red, you would still shoot at yellow. All right, Ben has a chance to get going. Is black going to hinder him?
So Ben's main problem here is that he's going to have to probably run hoop 2 using blue as his pioneer. So he's got to hit blue, run hoop, run with red, but maybe. Yeah. So no, he should be okay.
Can he send red to 3, go
Yes,
to
he-
black,
yeah, he
and
can.
black to 1 without a problem?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just asking more with black on the peg. I don't think that changes anything. I think I'd be
It shouldn't
practice
do.
putting
No,
it
it shouldn't do. Yeah, so he should be fine. Obviously now he's going to be running hoop 2 off red, which is never ideal at the start of a triple
To have your partner.
to have your partner, so he'll have some work to do. And Ben's got such a strong Hogan roll that, you know, taking a long shot and putting a ball in a corner doesn't seem to, well, it hasn't stopped him so far in continuing his efforts to do triple peels. So
So he rushes black to 1.
yeah,
Good shot. Now notice when he makes hoop 1, he'll hit black first.
Yeah.
He cannot go to red.
Yeah.
He has to go to blue. Okay?
That's doable.
But then becomes a really interesting shot. What does he do with blue? And that's where the Hogan roll issue, or
Well,
short,
yeah, 'cause he doesn't-
short.
yeah. So he doesn't have that issue now, but he may want to run hoop 2 and have
Yep.
black as his reception.
Not blue.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Okay.
Because if he has blue, then he has to rush red over. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what he does next.
You and me both. We know he's using black first,
Yeah.
and that sets the color order black, blue, red if he wants to use all 3 balls. I think he's trying to do what you suggested and send it to reception going to blue. And maybe that's aimed toward 3. Yeah, it's aimed toward 3.
So blue will be his reception. Blue will be his reception, and
At 2.
at 2,
And then he's fine.
and then he's fine.
And he'll be set up nicely for the standard triple. Take it for a little bit.
Sure. So I think now, in order to get a standard TP, this is probably the most difficult shot Ben has to play. He wants to make sure blue goes beyond hoop 2, so it's a nice reception ball for when he runs it.
Password. Call.
He's played a great shot.
That's perfect. Perfect. Because he wants to come
You go out bound.
He wants to come through again.
You go out bound.
But he wants to get red partway to 4. This will be a little hole.
Right.
No, he hit black to begin, and then he went to blue, and he came out of 1. And just follow the net. No. No, he's going to make the hoop. And then you reestablish color order. Whatever hole he hits first. Right. So that it'll be blue to start.
So Ben's played those sequence of shots really nicely, has perfect colour order, and should be able to run a nice tidy triple from here.
So he's going to use blue as his ball for 4 in all likelihood. So you'll see that he's actually getting the balls in a slight bit different color order than you might have expected. He's going to have to do a little load and hold here because he wants to hit red first. So he has sent red from reception, ideally to reception at the next hoop. And he will send black from reception. I'm sorry, from black from pivot to pivot. Yes, reception, pivot to pivot. Sorry. And he'll skip blue. Even gets a rush on red. Well, guess not a good one, but just teeny. Any rules for peeling?
Rules?
Recommendation.
Well, I think generally speaking, if your pioneer at hoop 4 is out of position like it is here, you really got to make sure you get a nice rush on the reception ball, the pivot ball.
So, by skipping a ball blue in this rotation of making this hoop, okay, and then he comes through hoop 3 and hits yellow first, yellow will go from reception, and he will... Do I have this right? Yeah. Red, yeah. Red is PLE, sorry. And he'll go to black. But then the challenge, which isn't that much, is to get black to blue.
Which he's achieved. So he'll send black, which is currently his pivot ball, down to down to hoop 5, sorry. Hoping to get a nice rush on his pioneer to hoop 4. He doesn't like something.
Standard, right? It was just be pivots.
But he has no choice after hoop 4. Ordinarily, you could have the choice to go up to red in this instance after hoop 5 or hoop 4. But here he has to go up to hoop 4, up to red after hoop 4, in order to maintain color order. So, ordinarily we would want to rush back after hoop 4. But because of the positioning of blue, it's not as guaranteed as it would be with total control. So there's no choice. He has to go to red after hoop 4.
So in the normal game, he would want to go to red after hoop 4, but might not get there, and so you may choose to make 5 and then get red on the way to 6. But here he has to, as Jamie points out. So Jamie, which side would you put blue on? You don't care? Or?
I would be putting blue on the east side from here. It's not the easiest place to get a rush back up, but Ben has good control, and
So he's better. He's going to rush this out.
He'll run hoop 4 hard and hope to get a rush back up to red. Which he hasn't managed to do.
Well, your turn, my friend. So I think the color order considerations here got Ben thinking, because he doesn't miss hoops like that.
No.
Okay. But, he was trying to figure out, come through hard, get blue up there. There's a lot going on. All right. So he's completed one peel.
Black for one, and where's blue for?
I think that's blue.
Yeah. That's it.
So the question was asked to, yeah. So blue is for one. So what's Jamie's color order? He hit yellow. Blue then, after yellow, would go to red, and then to black. So if he could,
Can't peel me out.
oh, okay. So that's three. That's blue there. That's three. So I had the wrong color.
Yeah, that's probably.
So my age, blue and black are hard to see. Okay, so
Black ties.
so this is actually very nice because his color order is going to be yellow, red, black to make the next hoop. Now, there's one other rule we haven't discussed, which is that your front ball in this game must be peeled at 4 back. It can be peeled by you or by opponent, but you cannot make 4 back with your front ball. It must be peeled. And once it's peeled, then the back ball can make 4 back on his own as part of a break. But he gives a lift to contact no matter what. All right, so red will go to 5. Jamie will get the rush on black to 4. That wasn't his best. It's not going to hurt him, but it wasn't his best. Nice roll shot. I think he'll just send blue off the lawn. Nope, okay. He made it with more control. Alright, what's his color order, guys? Black, yellow, red. Now we begin to worry for Jamie about the color order. He needs to set the diagonal. And we're going to see that in making 6, he is going to achieve the color order he wants. So he'll shoot this toward us without hitting red. He'll send yellow to 6 and go to red. So this was the pivot ball. He now becomes the pioneer at the next hoop. So that's what we call the standard procedure. And he's going to do one more standard to get black to be the pioneer at 7, which we know then allows just a series of standards to set the diagonal. So Jamie should be somewhat on autopilot until the diagonal is set. Would you like to comment, Ben?
You have a particular question? One thing I noticed was on my break, trying to get the leave in order, the first break, I was going to do 2 expedite procedures. So I did one at hoop 3, and then the beginning of the expedite procedure, you send your reception ball to pioneer. So I sent my reception ball at 3 to pioneer at 5, and I was meant to get a nice rush down to set up a reception. But I didn't get a good rush, at which point I realized that instead I could do a TAC and a 3-fix. And thankfully, the first shot of the TAC is the same as the first shot of the expedite. So having sent reception to pioneer, I wasn't committed to the expedite procedure. I could just leave pivot behind and run a traditional AC procedure followed by a 3-fix procedure, which is a long way of saying I actually had some flexibility in color order, which was nice.
Yeah, the point for us in the book, Ben, might be that if you need to do the and standard, you'd rather do the expedite first. Yes.
Yeah, bailout option of
Yes, that's nice. That's nice. We'll put that in. We're still learning this game. Okay, Jamie is sending red to be the pioneer like we suggested. At 7? Black, jeez. Yeah, thank you. It keeps me honest. Appreciate it.
We'll see if he does anything interesting with the leave. Because I'm for 4, he could set it as a reverse diagonal and send yellow over to the east side near yellow's hoop, followed by leaving. Yeah, it was a good little jump shot. Never count Jamie out of making a tough angled hoop. So he might set a reverse diagonal, and that way all of his balls would be on the west side. Easier for him to arrange the peels, and also harder for me to get started with yellow, as I will be. If I hit in with yellow, I would be far from. All the balls would be far from my hoop. He could leave the peg ball unrushable to my hoop if he wanted.
So in a standard game, you might have seen yellow go to pioneer at 8, but that would get it out of color order in this game. So he just moved the reception ball yellow to pivot. Now he's moving the pivot ball red, and he'll send red to 8, going to the pioneer ball black.
This has proven to be the simplest procedure to keep the 4-ball break going, where you're able to hit all 3 balls between each hoop. Howard calls it the standard procedure, which I was attempting to do in order to get a standard triple. And so Jamie can follow a couple more standard procedures, 3 to be exact, I think, and then he will be setting a leave.
I think he's going to set.
What do you think?
I think he's going to set the ordinary's standard, not the diagonal. Yes, not the reverse. Yeah.
I didn't want to spend too much mental effort trying to figure out a good leave when your opponent's for 1 and 3. So I just focused on one that worked for my purposes, and thankfully he missed.
So the reception ball, which is partner, is going to be sent to be the pivot ball at the peg, going to yellow, which is the pivot ball, and it'll be sent to be partner at pioneer, at 9, as he goes to the old pioneer ball, red at 8.
Problem with the reverse diagonal is he doesn't have a rush to 1.
Ah, good point. So yellow will be croqueted to 9, going to red. And you can see, just like Ben, he'll make 9 with red, send red up to the peg, going to black, send black to where he wants it in the diagonal, or closer to, and go off to 9. Come out of 9 and complete the setting of the diagonal. The only ball that's slightly misplaced here is black. So coming out of this hoop, he would like to get a rush on black to take him over to the other side from the west to the east, which he will. I bet he'll rush red to the west of black right now. And croquet it to the peg, getting behind black.
He's going for the reverse. Looks like a reverse.
You think? Oh, okay. So this was intentional. This was intentional. Okay. Good old Jamie.
See if he realizes he has to set the rush to 1.
Yeah, but he can still set the rush to 1, right?
Might give me a double or something. We'll see.
Yeah, but very clever, Jamie. Thank you.
If he doesn't have the rush to 1, then I would be incentivized to pick up red, because black has to hit partner first, followed by red. So if I move red and miss to corner 2 or something, or corner 4, then he can rush partner out and has to go find red before rushing yellow to 1, and yellow will be well on the east side of things.
All right, so for those who may not know, the reverse diagonal will have yellow on the east. Then he'll... Yeah. And then he'll go to red and move him to the east of the peg, and then get off the lawn with black. But
Here's what we might see. Jamie plays a lot of super advanced, like it or not, and he's seen Fulford set this leave dozens of times. If he can rush yellow tight to the peg, he can get a tight crosswire of red and yellow at the peg, effectively meaning whichever ball I lift, there will be a ball left at the peg. But that's not what he's doing.
that won't work in color order. Whichever ball isn't helpful.
To get yellow to 1 from wherever I miss with red, if yellow's at the peg. So I could miss with red down to corner 2, and he'd much rather have yellow at the peg in that case than over by the east side of the lawn. But as it is, he's just
He's going to do the traditional
traditional
reverse diagonal. So and I think Jamie will know he needs the rush to 1.
Yeah.
It's the reverse diagonal. He flipped it.
Because I'm for 4.
Because
So he didn't want to leave all of his balls near hoop 4. Then if I hit in, I get going again real easily. And if I play yellow, this should be a pretty easy build for him. All the balls will be on the west side of the lawn, so he won't have any big rolls out of corner 4.
So, first things first, he needs to wire red from yellow and hamper red. And get off the lawn with black and set the rush to 1, not leaving a double.
The middle the double, the best he might do is the double might be the middle of the south boundary or something that stretches the shot longer. But it'd be hard to cut rush to 1 with two
Right.
balls in position that's not a double.
Yep.
I mean, you could put them a millimeter apart, and then it's a ball and a half. But it's
So
hard.
what Ben is saying that somewhere on the A block here, he can shoot at those balls,
Or if they're an inch
and
apart, then
and
bebop.
it'll be a double.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Yeah.
and Jamie knows this from his AC playing, of course. So Ben's putting on his hat, getting ready to come in and take a shot. The clips will be such that Jamie is on 4-back and 1. Ben is on penult and 4. And even though Ben is technically ahead, I prefer Jamie's chances unless Ben hits in. I think Ben's going to pick up red.
I think so too. Okay. Thank you. You gonna play tomorrow?
I'll be here.
Okay. All right. They're having that. That's where Jens got them.
Why did he pick up red? Because Jamie's rush to 1 isn't a rush to 1. So he's going to shoot at blue and black. And hope Jamie can't get going. I don't think it was worth the fear of Ben hitting in to set this the reverse. Oh, there's Jamie.
Hello.
I was just saying I don't think it was worth the lack of rush to 1 to set the reverse diagonal, but we'll see what you do with it.
I didn't want to give him any semblance of double from A bulk.
Right.
So
No,
ordinarily, when you lay a rush to 1, it's over near hoop 4.
Right, but you need to go to red.
Well, I know, but I don't mind him. He's not going to finish if he plays with red.
Right. Oh, you okay? Because he's for penult.
So
Okay.
I'm happy for him to play red rather than yellow.
Got
So
it.
the leave has done its job, but it's also made my life really difficult now.
So the leave had Ben pick up the ball he didn't want to play,
Right.
and he missed. So that's how a leave does his job. Now the question is,
He's got his color order is screwed up.
well, no, because he's for 1. Tap blue, go to red, and make 1 with yellow.
Okay. Well, he's got.
It's not easy, but that's what he's going to do. So he puts blue out there. Oh, I think so. Ah, interesting. I see. He may be trying to make 1 with blue. And he does own this role. So we'll ask him later if we get the chance whether that's easier than my theory of popping blue out, going to red, and then to yellow. Let's see what he does. Certainly will keep red and yellow separated if he doesn't make this hoop. I'd say that that was perfect.
Such a simple game.
Ooh. All right. Notice had he made this, most likely he would have hit blue, but he would have had to go to red next and then to yellow. And there are lots. He could have two-balled it. He could have just used the 3 balls, blue and red, but it'd be a corner shot. So none of this is easy. Ben knows that black has to play. Not only does black want to play, black has to play because blue is for 4-back. And in this game, blue cannot make 4-back on his own. He's the front ball. Therefore, black has to peel him. So no matter what, Jamie's going to play black. Now, if Ben shoots at yellow with red, or yellow at blue, I think it's yellow at blue he'll do, but it only makes things easier for Jamie. Unless he hits. If Ben hits, it should be all over.
Yellow to blue looks like a very free shot, because I can't use yellow until I've used red. So, although Ben probably won't get a lot out of hitting with regards to progressing his break, he'll gain the innings, have a good leave, and be in a dominant position with very little to lose by shooting.
So yellow at blue it is. And he misses. So as we said, Jamie will play black. And then the question is what? He could hit yellow. There's a lot to lose by shooting yellow at blue. Comes through, hits yellow, and he can go make color order pretty quickly.
Stuffing that wicket may have been an act of genius. I don't think he meant it for that. But
Well, it's a genius if he hits yellow.
yeah.
But he's got to decide. But he may.
7-yarder,
He may
6-yarder.
intentionally not do it. Jamie is actually conservative. He's, when he's got a long shot, he can do it.
But who do you trust more to hit a 6-yarder?
But if he misses yellow, okay, yellow has everything. Well, I don't think Jamie's going to. My bet is Jamie goes to blue. And hopes to rush blue to red. Yep.
Two from red with blue as pioneer.
Now he
But-
can set another lead from here.
He's not going to set a lead from here. If I got to shoot the shortest shot and all he did was set a leave, that would be a great win tactically.
For you.
Yeah. I thought that was the shortest shot. It was my back ball. Not a lot of other shots gave him a lot more. Had I hit blue, I had a lot of work. I was probably just going to set a leave, but I would have been able to hopefully get blue a little off the west boundary, leave red near the corner, peel black.
So he sent blue to reception, going to red, and he's going to send red to 3, hoping to hold position at hoop 2.
Going for the first peel with a 3-ball break. Not a lot of good peeling opportunities here.
No, but we haven't seen a delayed triple in any we videoed so far. Everybody's been able to pull together the standard. That's makeable. Yeah. This will definitely go to the boundary if he makes it.
Got a similar load and hold against Danny in an American rules game on that hoop. But it was from almost straight behind hoop 2.
All right.
Weird sentiment.
Ben takes over. Once again, if Ben plays red, the most he can do is make 2 hoops instead of leave.
There's a hell of a lot.
So this is an interesting American-English standoff. Mexican standoff in the terminology we know. Awfully good try.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a sort of more defensive option than trying to approach hoop 2 from red. The wind has picked up a bit, so gentle-ish hoop strokes, and just a little bit harder, particularly when the hoops are over a yard. It's,
So what dissuaded you from the obvious hit yellow?
do you want the honest truth?
Yeah.
I heard you mention it as I walked off, and at the time I hadn't thought of it, so I decided that for ethical reasons I probably shouldn't. No, it's not. Well, it's a good option.
Sorry, I'll have to shut up.
I mean, it's fine. Like I say, at the time, it wasn't. But that's not to say I would have done it anyway. But it's certainly a nice aggressive option.
Yeah. Fat, you're hitting in that length, and you got everything. So.
If he misses this with yellow, he's giving him the world, right? I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
so I mean, he's really in a hell of a lot.
I mean, you may have a double. You may have a double from here.
Great hit.
And he didn't miss.
And he's playing the ball he wants to play.
Yep.
He's 4-4. Black, blue, red. He'll take red to 4.
Yep.
And And that'll be in pretty good position to get red to 6 for peeling. So it's all there for Ben. Yeah. Okay. Now he's sort of out of color order, or doesn't have a pioneer. Let's put it that way at the moment. At 5.
Yeah.
Normally we try to send blue there, but
Yeah. So I mean, I think I might be inclined just to get blue close to black at this point.
Yes.
So that after hoop 4, if you get a rush or otherwise, you can just roll red up to 6.
so we sometimes say 2 balls anywhere on the lawn equals a pioneer.
Quite right. But at the moment he's lined it up to send blue down to hoop 5.
Toward 5.
Toward 5.
Which isn't such a bad idea. Make 4
It's
with
fine.
red, go to black,
Yeah, it's
send
fine.
at 6 anyway.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure of a good rush on red. So whichever shot here he's most comfortable with to guarantee a good rush on red is the shot he should take.
But he does need to move blue into the lawn.
But he does need to move blue into the lawn, yes. Or does he? Because it now looks like he's thinking about a takeoff.
No, is he?
Yeah,
I think he's more aiming it toward black, like you suggested.
Swiveled around. He discounted that quite quickly, I think. So he's hitting it towards black.
If it ends level with black between peg and 6, then that'd be glorious.
Yeah, I think so. But yellow is the ball he's got to concentrate on here.
And he's got it. Now the rush. Oh. It's a long time since I've seen Ben do that. Now you roll anyway, right?
Yes, definitely. There's nothing to lose in rolling to the hoop and having a go. I mean, I may be cross wide, but even so, he would be rolling away from my balls anyway.
So this is like a 7/8 or 3/4. But I don't know if that makes.
I don't know whether you'd consider that lucky or unlucky, you know.
Well, from whose standpoint?
Yeah, well, he's going to struggle to find. I mean, I don't. He may be.
Can he just jaws? Or just move it over? Just move it over. Because if you.
He can put it somewhere not rushable to 2 or 3. Yeah. So that doesn't rush to 2 or 3.
Okay.
So if I hit with if I hit with black to blue, I have to try and make 2 off red, which is not
Yeah.
what you would
So-
normally do. Excuse me.
So what Jamie's pointing out is that because of color order, okay, if black plays, hits blue, he would normally go to yellow and then to red. But because of color order, he's got to go from red to yellow. But yellow is not rushable to the hoop he needs. So Jamie is probably going to shoot at yellow.
He's wired on the other two, which I didn't know, which is why I didn't go super shots.
Ben is saying that he is wired on anything but yellow. I didn't realize he's wired on red. By the peg, I guess. Oh, jeez. Okay. And that helps tremendously. So Ben can make 4 with yellow, go to red, go to black, go to blue. And the finish should be short in coming. So another possibility here for Ben is to go to black. But then he'd have to go to blue. Okay, but getting red to 5 is not that hard. So he may... This is something you would never do in, AC, because you just go to black and use black to get to red. But that's out of color order. So I think he goes through and hits black. Let's see. So the interesting choice here is to come through, go to black, go to blue, black back to
Yeah,
red.
it's
Or does he go to red to black?
it's a series of hard shots. It's one good takeoff essentially, but it's not a very easy takeoff.
Neither is going to red. I guess he can get behind black and make 5.
He can rush. He can choose not to run the hoop. He could even play red and try and make penalt, seeing as blue is at his hoop, or near his hoop.
He could play pin out and rover.
It's
That's
exactly so.
a very interesting
But he hasn't got the whole of yellow to aim at. So
But he can aim. Oh, black.
so
Oh, that's cool. So he hits black, uses yellow to send it to rover, maybe going to blue.
yeah.
So this is twice now you've forced me to understand that you can play either ball.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not doing that option.
So he's considering hitting red, going to black, and then making this hoop with black.
So that's a nice shot because he can hit red towards hoop 5. He may consider putting it behind hoop 4 as his reception ball, sending black to hoop 5 for afters. Which again isn't a standard play, but in colour order there's no point in not being able to continue the break. Looks like he's doing a takeoff in order to guarantee a good rush on black.
think the lawn's okay behind black.
Well, I hope not.
Interesting. Well, touches black now, takes off.
Yeah, it's risky because they're all quite close to each other, and I want to play black, so he may consider hitting black and just sending it up towards corner 2, trying to get in front of the hoop. Yeah.
So Jamie's saying it's risky for yellow to tap black, take off, try to make the hoop, because Jamie wants to play black and red will be right here. A safer way to play would be to touch black, send it away, and try to hold position. So we might move black a little bit to make the angle of that load and hold more comfortable for him.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can play a nice straight drive, essentially, from just north of corner 4, then...
Right, which also he does because he doesn't want black to go toward blue. So he didn't send it very far toward the corner, Jamie. Not as far as you and I would have.
So, to me, this means he's probably going for the takeoff.
Yep. He's setting up for the takeoff.
Yeah, I can't see.
He's setting up for the takeoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
But, well, he still has to go up to blue after,
He's still to make 5. Yeah.
you know, red is down here. So this doesn't guarantee the break by any means.
Okay. That should be makeable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's certainly makeable.
Does he dare hit red first?
No.
There you go. So if my vision isn't deceiving me, black is for 2. So Ben, we're learning the wonders of color order.
Yeah, or just, not to trust the NCC courts to even hill where there are hills. So I really thought I was going to get a rush on black on that takeoff. And it screwed up all the plans.
Ooh. I don't. I guess you can see yellow. Yep. Yep, and he can rush blue to 2. And then he's got 2 pioneers, he'll be able to organize it. The 3. And can he get the triple going?
You could send it as reception.
Yeah.
Yellow could do reception right now.
Yep.
At 2. But it doesn't look like he's doing it.
Doesn't need it. He can always run it delayed.
really needs to get the rush out of, after making hoop 2, he's got to get a good rush back over towards the hoop or towards red. And he might be sending it to peeling position from, 10 yards or from the side. But it's a good rush. Had he sent yellow behind the hoop 2, trying to get the rush, then he would have had a good rush over on blue, but he would have had to rush it south of red because of red's position. He's been running a lot of 2-ball breaks, so he's expecting to get a nice rush over to 3 after this. I'll set him up nicely. So it helps that he can go south of 3 for his control of red, but it will make sending blue to peeling position a little bit tougher. But if he has to send it from 14 yards, he doesn't want to do it from where he is, 14 yards from the side. He'd rather send it to peeling position from 14 yards straight in front of hoop 10. As it is, it's a little bit of a hedge. It's got 9 yards to send the ball to peeling position while getting to red. This will greatly impact his success rate as if blue is in good peeling position. Looks nice. Might make it a little difficult for him to manage yellow, but he's in good position from here.
I think he's going to use all 4 balls around my trick. So in this case, he'll hit yellow first, right?
Is he trying to peel blue here? Is that?
No, he's trying to make the hoop and then peel it.
No, that's what I mean.
But yes.
So he's trying to peel blue on 10.
Yes.
Got it.
He's trying to peel blue on top. Yeah, but so the key thing here, though, is, well, he can send either ball to
Yeah,
4.
it's whether or not he's loading Pioneer going to Peely or loading Pioneer going to the rush on his escape ball.
So what Ben and I are talking about is he comes through here. He can hit any
Trying to
ball.
hit yellow first.
Okay, he could hit yellow first, and then blue, and then use red. Yep, he's gonna hit yellow first. So what he'd like to do is send that actually to 5, going to blue. But that still will mess up color order if he gets it to 5, right? Here- yes, exactly. So what we're projecting now is that he does the peel, escapes with red to 4, okay? But because of color order, he will make 5 with just 3 balls. He'll leave blue where it in his mind is hopefully peeled, and so he'll come out of 4, out of 5. I'm sorry, and have to go move blue to 6. Ooh, and he draws us. Okay.
Can't come back until after 5.
Right. Yeah, Ben points out he can't fix that until after 5, whereas normally you would fix it, complete it, after 4. But he's going to make 4 with red. Color order says yellow's next. Which can still work.
He can do the Wiley peel.
Yeah.
So
You want to come talk about it? Yeah, Ben is pointing out he can do what's called the Wiley peel.
one of the plays from Wiley's expert croquet tactics would be after making 5, Jamie will likely roquet yellow. You could send yellow as a ball near the north boundary straight north of hoop 6. Then he could rush peel blue and send blue over towards penal while making 6 off of red. And he could leave red as a little load and hold as an escape from penal to 1 back. So then he would make 6 all the way to yellow, which would allow him to be in color order to send yellow to 2 back, and then peel blue and escape to 1 back with red with another TAC 3 fix.
So TAC involves 4 balls. It sends reception to Pioneer, pivot remains pivot, and the old Pioneer becomes reception. That gets things out of color order, like happened here. And so then you run 1 hoop with only 3 balls. So he sent the reception ball from 4, which was red, to be the Pioneer at 6, and goes to the Pioneer at 5, and he doesn't do anything with blue. So now we'll watch him make this. The color order will be yellow, blue, red. And if he can get the blue ball over to penult after he does the rush peel, he'll still be on time. So this is a choice for Jamie, and I think he really wants to send yellow from reception to reception. Normally you would send it to hoop 7, but in color order I think he wants to send it to be the reception ball as he goes to blue, rush peel it, try to get it over there, going to red. But if he doesn't succeed, he'll have another chance to reposition blue because he'll go to yellow first. So this is what we call the repeat procedure. The reception goes to reception, pivot to pivot, and Pioneer to Pioneer. Everything repeats. So you see where he's put yellow, so that when he comes through 6, he'll be able to go to yellow and then use yellow to get to blue. Just blue for the peel. Very nice. So he'd love still to roll blue to peel position, going to red. Okay, but by putting yellow where he put it, it relieves some of the pressure on this shot. And I think he got it, but we'll see how he uses it.
The real danger, especially in color order, might be if you get the hoop and roque on PLE, which I think it's off to the side enough that he doesn't worry about that risk. He may go through and be hampered from hitting yellow. That could screw him up, but it's looking in pretty good position.
And blue's not that far off. He could hit blue and peel him going to red, and then to yellow.
But then he doesn't have any pioneers or anything.
No, but he keeps all the balls right around there.
So he's done it. He managed to stop where blue is blocking his shot on yellow. So it would make it hard in AC and really difficult in color order if he doesn't hit yellow first. If he did hit blue first and peel it, he could get the peel and go to 1 back off red.
Right.
But he would have to go past red to rush back to yellow to rebuild the break, which will be in a weird color order.
So welcome to color order. Color orders are never easy, but it's not that hard when things go the way you want them to. He wanted to come through strong enough to go to yellow. Okay? This works if he can get the peel going to red, go make 7, come out of 7 with red, with the color order to be red, yellow, blue, and he doesn't get it. So this is now quite interesting because he goes and he makes 7.
I gotta switch states.
Okay, you can't. You can't.
No, he's gonna switch
Then you can't right now. You cannot.
He has 4 minutes.
Then you're going to run out.
Yeah.
Let him get through the next couple shots. We cannot interrupt him. Right.
Might screw up the whole damn thing.
Do the 4 minutes. Get me down to 1 minute, and we'll stop it. But
No, that's not good to do.
that's what we're doing.
Okay, well, you
Okay.
might risk the whole losing
We're
everything.
not going to risk losing it. Okay. I can't interrupt him at this moment. I cannot. And I will not.
We can fill in the audience, but
No, we can't.
there might be a point where he stops.
Yeah. Yes.
And we could try to change quickly. Ooh, yeah, this could be a fun approach.
Yeah.
He's roquet yellow on the croquet shot. Has to approach one back from here. Or he could set a lead, but I don't think he's thinking that.
Okay. Jamie. You're rolling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
The peel through four back does not, the way they did it does not give a lift to contact.
The peel through four back doesn't give lift to contact. No, making four back.
Darn, he said had we not yelled at him, he might have just thrashed at the hoop in anger. By giving him 3 minutes, he's decided to actually make my life slightly more difficult. So,
All right, Ben. Let's see what you can do.
probably hits him.
Yes, it would be desirous to hit something with yellow. And notice that there's a ball at red's hoop. That's not the escape ball, however. There's only one escape ball in association. Color order. And if you're peeling red, it's black. So Jamie will be pleased. He's playing red again,
Yes.
which means Ben cannot finish this turn. Hits. So blue is perfect at penult after yellow. If he could send yellow to Rover, but he still will have to go to black after blue. So what I'm saying, if he now sends this, what we would think of, to pioneer position, i.e. Rover, well, since he's got a pioneer of the right color, blue, at penult, he can go there, make that hoop, but he will have to go to black before he can go back to yellow at Rover. And that's what he's going to do. Now, he doesn't have to do anything with black. Okay, he just has to touch black.
Right.
So while it's a lot of effort, one thing he could think of is, after making this hoop, rushing blue to be the reception ball at Rover, and then go to black, and then come back to yellow, which would give him yellow and blue in color order, or available at Rover to set the leave. Better probably is just to rush blue to black. That's what he's gonna do.
Might even get a cannon out of it.
Danny Honeycutt says if he can rush it into the corner, he can have a cannon.
He's got 5-foot area to shoot it to a 2-foot rush.
That's the way he's thinking.
He's absolutely trying that.
Yeah.
And most likely we'll get it.
Danny, your prediction?
Okay, my prediction is that Ben will be successful at getting a cannon. He's got about a 5-foot width area to rush to get into the corner, and it will make everything a whole lot easier to set his leave and everything, to have all 4 balls on the court. I think he missed it. Yep, he missed it. But he's going to get to black, and he should be able to get black down court. And even if he doesn't, he can easily roll that so he can approach the rover hoop, the yellow at the rover hoop.
Thank you. Jamie is for 7 with blue, so leaving blue in the corner is not such a bad idea. Remember, there is no lift involved because Ben's clip is on penult. Started on penult. It's now on rover.
He has done well to be able to leave blue back there.
So I'm thinking, Danny, would you agree with me that Ben should rush black and then send him to reception, going to yellow, so we can come through rover and hit black?
Yes, because as reception, black being the reception, that means he'll be rushing yellow on the last roquet he attempts to wherever that final destination is for red and yellow.
So once again, color order plays a major role here, because if he sends blue up here, if he had, he can't go to blue and then yellow, because he'd have to go to black.
He got the cannon. He could be able to
Hmm?
blue first at the reception. I think he likes where blue's at.
Oh, I think he's going to leave blue there.
Yeah. Good shot.
Does he want to set up over here for yellow? Or over here?
I don't think he wants to set up. Let's see where Ben is going. Yeah. I got you.
So Ben is now thinking, rushing black up here. If he thought it through the way we did, he'll want him to be the reception ball, so that he can hit black first after rover, and then get off the lawn with yellow. And leaving Jamie an awfully long hit in. But Ben won't have the full elements of the break. Alright, so black is approachable after making the hoop. Send yellow someplace. I think he could just take off and make the hoop.
I guess my question is he going to try to rush
touch. No tips. I guess I'm trying to figure out where the final destination of all the balls are. Howard, I got a question. Which ball was going for penultimate, black or blue? I can't tell with the clips.
Blue is on one back.
Okay. Okay.
Black is on.
Black is on one? No. That's black of it? Yeah. Okay, black's on one back. Sorry.
Okay, so now I'm wondering if he is going to try to rush black back to blue, drop that off, and then take blue
Yellow.
down this way.
Yellow comes before blue. Can't do it.
Well, he got it all out of color order for me. Just joking.
I think he was hoping to get black over here.
Right, so that yellow could have a rush on red to black that would be useful, right?
He's going to try to wire up red and yellow from black.
Right, but if black's over here, he's got to move black.
I know, he's going to move black over there, and then he's going to rush yellow, and he's going to try to wire red and yellow.
Give your prediction.
Okay, here's my prediction. Red is going to send black over to the west boundary and give a very long shot between blue and black, and then he's going to rush yellow to the east so that he can wire up red and yellow from black. So then we're in the 28 to 30 yard range for any shots, maybe even 30 to 32 yards.
But that will just leave yellow, I guess, a rush on red to his hoop. Jamie, what do you think he'll do?
I suspect his plan was to rush black over towards hoop 4, laying a rush with yellow towards hoop 4. I think now he's going to be sending black to the middle of the west boundary, laying a rush for yellow to hoop 4 in probably corner 4. I don't suppose he has a preference as to which ball I play with regards to the whether I run 6 hoops or 2 hoops and peg him out. But with regards to colour order, he wants me to play black so that he can hit red and make the hoop off black.
You would look to peg him out if you could?
Oh yeah. But it's going to be a very long shot, whichever ball I choose to play. And of course I don't have to shoot, because picking up a break is hard enough.
Yeah.
But picking up a break in colour order is just that little bit harder, because you just have to make sure you hit the balls in the right order, which is not as easy as you'd think.
Good. Can you join?
Can I join?
Or are you forced to shoot?
I can join. I don't think I will, but I'll have to have a look at the shots on offer. I'm assuming he's going to roll the balls closer to corner 4 at this point.
So you could have a corner 4 shot at the ball, just like this, to start on a diagonal. Right, that's a typical shot for you, right? Shooting from.
Yeah, but it's going to be much longer. So
What's that going back? He's not too bad because
Make it a little longer for you.
yeah, definitely. And it also means if I shoot with either ball, he can, if I shoot with blue, he can hit yellow first,
Yep.
make the hoop with blue. If I shoot with black, he can hit black first. Sorry. He can hit red first, make the hoop with black.
Trying to get him to rush try the ball. Of your balls.
I mean, it looks like he's going to lay a rush to black, which is quite right. But I suspect he wouldn't take it because he wouldn't be able to dig out a ball very far into the lawn anyway.
And that's quite right because it's in color order.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to go and wander.
Yes.
See what I've got.
He almost got the wire with yellow, but he's not much.
Join me.
With being a perfectionist and he loves wiring, he almost got the yellow wired from black, and he definitely wired red from black. So Jamie has two shots. I'm assuming blue and black are open on each other, and so Jamie will determine which ball to play because he really doesn't care. And if he plays his forward ball, the one that's going penultimate, his plan is to peg Ben out and have a 2-1 game, 2-on-1 game the rest of the way.
So when you say Jamie doesn't care, if he does play the one back ball, he's planning to finish. Yeah.
whatever my Randy does.
He's considering what makes it tough. Because of the length of this shot, I'm sure he's considering which ball to shoot at what, so that if there is a miss, and there's a little more than 50% chance that he will miss, what makes it toughest for Ben to finish his turn.
If this ball shot at yellow, okay, yellow can't hit black and go to red.
No, but he'll do a load and hold with red scoring, come through the hoop and in.
I see.
Yeah, and
He'll-
then hit black.
Yeah. Send him to 5. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay. Yep.
If you wanted to peg me out, or have an on-lift leave, whereas black.
So Danny pointed out that had he shot yellow and missed, then Ben would hit red, send it to 5,
Fast, you had to walk away.
make the hoop, and turn around and hit black.
The problem with him shooting that shot is now I have two balls.
But even that, he can't go to red at 5. That wouldn't work, Danny.
So if that is correct, but I would think with a reasonable pioneer at hoop 5, of course, he would go to blue and he'd do the big roll from near corner 3 to load 6 as he rolled up to 5. So all the shots that would be required to keep in color order, Ben easily has it in his repertoire.
Is Ben just making the hoop, or is he going to go down for now? Okay.
He made 2 balls.
Well, he can go to black and blue to 6, blue to 5. He's in color order in that sense.
We're going to find out exactly what he does based on his rush after he scores the hoop. If he rushes to 6, that means he's going for blue and black immediately. If he gets the rush to 5 and takes it, then he's going to blue and black after he scores 5. It all depends on what rush he has now.
What do you call that?
And
It's a rush to 5.
it's angled to 5, but he could easily put some distance on it.
Is that a 6?
Yes. We'll know based on how hard he hits this what his intention was. Okay, so after hoop 5, he will be going to blue and black. And of course, his reception ball will be red, so he must hit black first as far as the opponent's balls.
Color order will be red.
Color order will be red, black, and blue, scoring hoop 6 off of blue. Another couple inches and he would have made this shot interesting, but he'll easily cope with this shot. But at the same time, he's not trying to gain a rush. He just wants to make the hoop, probably go by 4 or 5 feet. He actually did very well and kept it within 3 feet. Okay, so so knowing that his pioneer for 6 is blue, pretty sure it's the reception ball, but it doesn't have to be. But I just think it will be.
What's he do? The question is, what's he do with red?
Red will. I think red will be your pioneer for 1 back.
Would be a CAC.
Yes.
Let's see.
And we'll see if it's reception or 1 back. Can you tell?
I can't see him set up with balls.
Okay, it looks like reception. So that means
At 6.
after 6, his color order will be red, black, and blue. But I'm actually having my doubts because he can only get black out so far, knowing he's going to black. Okay, now
But he can do it.
now he can do it. I was worried because he was putting red on the west of the hoop, which this will make it easier to go to black after 6 and after hitting the red reception ball. That's not his best stroke. He let that wrist relax, and therefore the yellow ball squirted out to the right instead of staying on the solid line towards black. But
Big shot here. This is
but
game-winning.
this is he can't necessarily win the game right this moment,
But he can
but
lose it.
he can lose it real quick with this miss. And it looks pretty much like a 10-yarder, a 9 to 10-yarder. And I would count on Ben to hit this. Center ball, no doubt.
There's still a lot of work to do, though. He's got to get the rush on blue to 6, make it, okay? And we know that he wants to go to red. Yep, but right.
Okay, what I foresee happening is that there's going to be a load and hold before he makes hoop 6. Yes. Well, I was hoping the audience would think I was very philosophical, that Howard made it sound maybe it's a given, which it really is.
So, the problem for Ben, if he makes this hoop and goes to blue, is that he has to go to red next and then black. But if he's able to make this hoop and go to red, then he can go to black and blue. So he's going to do a mini load and hold and put blue to the left, I believe, of hoop 6. Come through, hit red, even leave it there.
He's planning his rush in red right now.
Yeah. So of all the games that have been played so far, this one tests color order the most in terms of strategy. All right. So see if we're right. He comes through. Hits. Rushes red, ideally, behind black. Yep. Rush it off the lawn. Yes. Yes, off the east boundary. Perfect. Now, does he send red back to reception, or does he send him elsewhere? I think that's right. I think he's going to send red will be the pivot ball coming out of hoop.
Color order.
Yep, but so he's got to make this hoop with blue. So rushes yellow will rush black toward blue.
If you're trying to get a usable Pioneer, not too bad.
Yes. As Danny said, serviceable would be my mind, because I think as long as he can get to red, he can get to black. So the most important thing right now is to rush this and get the rush on blue to 1 back. It'd be nice to start sending black to 2 back.
So his priority is getting the rush on blue, which may mean the Pioneer black may be just a little bit short. But as Howard said, serviceable and usable. But yes, he should be able to cut this pretty well because he's very close and he's very controlled cut rushes. Yeah, it was nice. He could have swung harder and got it there, but he just wants to make the hoop because right now we're in color order. So as soon as he scores the hoop, it'll be color order blue, red, and then black. And then it's just a matter of using the right procedures to finish the break.
Right. Right. So coming out of here, I believe, let's first of all see him get this. I believe he's going to come through and try to send blue to 9, going to red. And then red to black, and then use 3 fix to get back in the right order to finish.
Okay, his priority was definitely scoring the hoop, so he wasn't trying for a controlled hoop shot. Therefore, his rush he's just going to take it back to the boundary. It looks like blue is going to only go so far. Not sure he'll be sending it to Pioneer or not. Easily can just send it to pivot. Oh, I think Howard is. No, I gotta see what hoops he's going. So the question will be, can he get a serviceable Pioneer out of blue? And if he does, then he'll be able to use the red as the reception at number 8. We're going to find out. I see Howard shaking his head. So we're going to find out shortly.
I think it's important he gets blue to 9 and get to red. He can then get to black, make the hoop, and do a 3-fix. But that's me. We'll see what he does. But if he tries to send blue to 9 and get the rush on red, I think it's too much.
The Pioneer at 8, he really doesn't want to do a big roll in order to get to black, even though he can. Okay, and so now it looks like red will be his Pioneer at 9. So he'll go from black to blue to red after the hoop. That'll be the color order.
You're right. You're right.
Howard says I'm right, but it's only right because of the Pioneer situation at 8. If it was a really good Pioneer, I'm pretty sure he would have played it as Howard had mentioned.
Well, I was suggesting my procedure because I thought it'd be easier to make 8, and then you'd be able to make 9 and collect yourself after that. So I think this is the harder way.
It's all driven by that.
But all his decisions at that point was driven by the black ball Pioneer at 8 being about 20 foot short.
So I'm not sure which way gets it better, but this is working.
It deals with this.
The way Ben chose deals with making this hoop now, and then he can regroup.
I just thought. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, it looks like Ben has a non-trivial hoop shot at 8. He looked like a good approach, and the heel around the hoops made it fall off. He wants to center ball that on top of the ball to get maximum spin.
Good shot.
And he did a great shot. As you notice, he did not try to overpower that shot. Rather, it was important that he put maximum spin on the ball, and as long as he hit the hoop either dead center or the upright dead center or slightly towards the inside, it was going to fall through with that kind of spin. But the harder he would hit, it would actually reduce the spin and cause more reflex of the hoop to bounce the ball back. Okay, now it looks like he's in great order. He's going to set the Pioneer. He's going to bring blue back down towards 9. Blue will be the reception ball after he scores hoop 9. Okay, I'm assuming Ben is just contemplating how he's going to play things after hoop 9. My initial thought is exactly what I said earlier. Use blue as the reception ball. And then continue in color order, blue, red, black. But that would be the normal way of doing it. It would be the first thing that comes to mind. But he was thinking about something else, and maybe we'll see right here if he was thinking about doing something else. I honestly don't see what else there is to think about. Maybe he's considering the reception ball, what he does with it afterwards, after he hits the reception ball. It looks like he's placed blue so that when he hits the reception ball, he can drive it back towards corner 4 and has the room to send it wherever he chooses. Now, I'm assuming he's got to be very careful here because he knows he's going to be driving blue back, and he does not want to risk on his approach to red being wired. And I'm pretty sure he does not want to hit red first. He does not want red to be the reception ball. Therefore, the very thin takeoff. And now we'll see what happens. Okay, so now I think there's going to be a 3 fix involved here somewhere. Well, blue's going to end up being the pivot, which is a standard procedure. Yeah, everything's good. Blue, it's a standard procedure, so the reception ball becomes pivot. The pivot becomes pioneer. And then the pioneer becomes the reception ball. So he's in a standard color order procedure. So now he really wants to shape up pioneers at this point, but not absolutely necessary. What's important to him is that on his approach to number 10 or 4 back is that he gets the rush where he wants it. Everything's in good order. He should be able to tidy this up to about 2 to 5 feet on the playing side of the hoop, create the rush on the black reception ball to blue. And right now it's a very thin split he can do that with. And for you novices and intermediate players, any split shot that you can make it as thin as possible, it is easier. And that's what he's doing. As you see, it's a slight split. And he's going to have the exact rush that he wants, rushing southeast of blue. And he'll send this reception to, I think, Pioneer at Rover. That will allow him to rush blue up and make blue the reception ball. So he's gone from reception to Pioneer. So he's functionally moved back 2 steps forward. There's your Pioneer. Okay. A little bit too much juice on the yellow ball, but if you look at the approach that he will have on red, it's what I sometimes call the rush to the approach line. You see the line that you would like to approach red on. So he's going to rush blue to that approach line. So it makes a very limited split shot on his approach. And with the rush that he had, he hit it just to the perfect place. And of course, blue is now going to be the reception ball. And red will be the pivot. And as you know, anytime, so with red being the pivot, then you consider in color order that when you're at pivot, to move it one step forward, pivot goes to Pioneer. You consider the peg the same way you would the hoop. And so he's going to move red from pivot to Pioneer at the peg, because that's be the easiest way to peg it out. And you'll see him, the reception ball is blue. So blue will become the pivot. So blue from reception to pivot, red from pivot to Pioneer at the peg, and then black will be the reception ball after Rover. So it looks like standard procedure for the rest of the game. And you notice he didn't do anything special with blue. He basically hit it on a line that had no split. Another key ingredient when you're trying to run breaks. And of course, red's going to now go to the Pioneer at the peg. With a perfect rush on black. What I call a perfect rush, anytime you rush a ball that you're going to use to score a hoop, 2 to 6 feet straight behind the hoop, he's going to be within 5 feet, 4.5, 5 feet. Perfect. You want that space so you can do anything you choose with that black ball. He doesn't want to have to gently run a hoop, especially if he comes across a hill and he has an angled hoop shot. So he would like some depth with this black ball. I'm not talking about 15 or 20 feet, but he would like to get it 7 to 10 feet beyond the hoop, which allows him to comfortably run a hoop. And there it goes. Looks like 9 to 10 feet. And as you've noticed, his approach line on blue, he's going to be rushing straight to blue unless he comes up a little short on this black ball. The color order to finish the game: black, blue, and then red. As long as the wind doesn't waver his swing, it'll be non-eventful finish. See there? That's definitely caused by the wind. All you got to do is the wind blows the back or the front of your mallet 2 or 3 degrees, and every hoop shot becomes questionable. Again, color order: black, blue, red. I think there's 0 chance of failure at this point. Actually, the only thing that could go wrong at this point would be a grievance, which is when you rush the peg ball into the peg. Because you don't have a ball to take croquet from, your turn is over. And he was very cautious not to do that. And it's absolutely 0 chance of failure. And there's the final peg out.
Phew. Thank you, Danny. So you guys put on a great demonstration of what color order can mean, right? I think. What did you say about how many times?
A complicated, interactive, what we would
Yeah.
call a really scrappy game, but even when we hit in, sometimes it was hard to grab a break, even having all the balls.
Definitely, much harder. Certainly with what was pretty much a standard TP. You know, a few balls out of place, a little bit of misplay.
Hoop and roquet.
One hoop and roquet, or blocking
yeah.
blocking your ball that you want to hit, and it's not an easy comeback. I think we both showed that.
Well, congratulations, man.
For better or worse.
Thank you, Jamie.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you,